I'd like to share my journey with Reiki and energy work, stepping into a world that was completely unknown, completely unfamiliar to me until, well, I answered the nudge and followed the nuggets along the way that led me to where I am today. And the amount of vulnerability that I had to step into, both following the nuggets as well as vulnerability with the pieces inside of me and taking risk after risk, because I have learned that doing what is aligned and what I am called to do is rarely easy. It takes risk, it takes vulnerability, it takes a lot of self-love and courage to do that. And I am ever so grateful I did, because otherwise I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So my journey started in 2007. I received a flyer in the mail from Elmbrook Hospital, and usually I just file those in the recycle bin and not even give it a second thought. But for whatever reason, I decided to open it and scan through it. And as I did, I saw that there were Reiki 1 attunements being held. And I thought, I wonder if this can fit. I was a full-time piano teacher and didn't know if it would work in my schedule. I'm like, well, it'll be a little bit of a tight squeeze, but I'm sure I can do it. So I did. And it was a beautiful opportunity for me to heal from my divorce that happened in 2006. And I was able to navigate some inner landscape of emotions, lots and lots of emotions that I didn't know how to name, I didn't know existed, I didn't know what needed to be done, like you name it around emotions, and I was kind of clueless. And so then when the next round of classes came for the Reiki 2 attunement, I thought, I'm going to continue to do this because this has really been helpful for me. I had a different place of inner peace, and I could navigate all of the mental chatter that came up. I could handle that in a much different way as well. So lo and behold, I step into the Reiki 2 attunement and continue to learn and discover and explore. And then I was starting to see this affecting how I would approach my piano students, and just a different awareness of what they were coming to the bench with, and a different ability to be with them. And then throughout this time, I got the nudge, you need to do this for other people. And I was like, oh, no. You don't understand. I'm way too messed up to do this for other people. And the response to that was, that's what makes you exactly perfect for doing this. So after a decent amount of resistance, I did give my yes to that and continued to do the Reiki Master training, which then included needing practice clients. I'm like, oh, seriously? Where am I going to find people to do that? Again, I was not in a network of people that did Reiki, energy work, or anything related to this holistic approach to wellness. So I was like, okay, well, if this is what we're going to do, you're going to have to help me on that. And lo and behold, I received the assistance I needed. I was guided to the 5 people to support my training practice. And then here I am, 2011, now opening Luke's Aeterna Healing, which means light eternal. So it's tapping into clearing all that is in the way of the light that we all hold within us. And so I started seeing clients just one day a week, because I was, again, scared, nervous, didn't want to fail, didn't know where I'd get the people. You could come down with a whole list of reasons what made me very, very scared. And, being single at that time, full-time piano teacher income, afraid of, making sure I can pay all the bills and handle all the housing expenses, and you name it, I was just loaded with fear. And then I got the nudge, you need to make more space to see more clients. And I was like, it's not like people are pounding down my door going, hey, we need more time for Reiki, we need to come see you. And then the response to that was, well, they're not going to be able to come if there's not room for them. And it's hard to argue with that logic, really. So as students were, quitting or graduating, then I would simply condense my teaching schedule and open more space for Reiki and energy work clients. And it was scary. I mean, there were times where penny pinching was a real thing. Like, I never adhered so strictly to a budget as I did at that point in my life. And at the same time, I was able to continue to step into crystal classes with Diane Bloom. I still managed to have money to pay for those classes. I managed to have money to buy crystals. So as much as I was afraid of the financial aspect, I was continually getting these little nudges and nuggets reminding me, helping me see that when there is that energy exchange, when it is aligned, everything flows. And I've always been taken care of. Even if it was scary or it felt like I was penny pinching to make ends meet, it still worked. I was still able to make every payment on time without an issue. And then as time went on and I continued my training and went to the Free Spirit School of Integrated Energy Healing Developing Consciousness program, that too, I had to make adjustments into my schedule to make that work. And it did. It always worked. Every time I got a nudge to do something, to step into something, there was always support. There was always guidance. And, I again learned to say, okay, then show me. If this is what you really want me to do, then I need you to show me. And I always was. And sometimes I had to, navigate some more of the mental clutter to clear out, what was the actual answer versus the loud clamoring of fear. And, I learned how to differentiate between the two. And then eventually I got to the point where my pull to do energy work and to support people in this way was just kept growing and getting stronger. And the passion was there and it was really beautiful. So I decided to retire from piano teaching after 25 years and step into this work and make it, my full-time commitment. And, and then came the books. It was that, again, that nudge, like, you can do this. I'm like, really? I never even thought of writing a book. There was nothing anywhere in my grand plan, because that's what I was abiding by. Nowhere did I think that there was going to be one book, much less 3 of them. And of course, when the nudge came for the book, I'm like, wow, what am I even going to write about? And then it was like, well, you keep putting all this stuff on social media. You have all these little nuggets that you share, inspiring people to get curious and shift their perception. And I was like, oh, yeah, I guess I do that. And so then that is how the books came into fruition. And even the CDs, the same idea. Like, I, again, had no idea I had music in me that was waiting to be written. No idea. I was a good sight reader. I never did improv at the piano. I just played. I played what was written. I played other people's stuff. And, and then the nudge came to start jotting things down. And this was during the pandemic. And I thought, okay, well, I can jot stuff down. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. And then, Diane Bloom comes back in the picture and says, oh, I've got a musical, that I'd like to write and would love for you to write the piano accompaniment. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I can, but I don't see why I can't. So I will give it a shot. And if you don't like it, be honest with me and and fire me so that, it saves us all a lot of time and effort. And it ended up being a really profound experience. And I did stay on the project and complete the piano accompaniments and performed in the show and sang live in front of people. So that was all really beautiful. And then during that, I also was like, if I can write these piano accompaniments off of, somebody's guitar and singing recordings, why can I not, why wouldn't I be able to write piano music off of these nuggets that I have written down? So I did. And therein came the first CD, Return Home, The Echoes Resound. So it is just that space continually answering and opening and going, I didn't think of that. I would not have had that planned for me. And to know that I continually open to what is within me and the importance of me standing in my truth, the importance of me being who I am, for me to own the beauty of my gifts and my quirkiness and my silly sense of humor and all of the wisdom that is within me as well, that, you know, is there to share with people so that they can get whatever nuggets or nudges from me that may inspire them along their journey as well. And so that led to now doing workshops and now having this Patreon community and sharing me in a way that I never wanted to before. Yeah, I know, way I wanted to, because I was nervous about sounding stupid, looking stupid, and, you know, again, listing all the ways that I was judging myself and getting worried about how I was going to be received. And now it's like, well, if I trip on a word or stammer or something else, that's part of being me too. If we're having a conversation, I'm going to do that and I'm going to laugh at myself. And so, you know, because previously my external sharing with the world was through words, and then it stretched into music. And now it's the living me in person, sharing videos and connecting with all of you in whatever way I can. So it is so beautiful to be able to listen to the nuggets and nudges and follow them and get curious and take a risk and be vulnerable. I have learned so much about myself and really come to appreciate, really, really appreciate who I am, and to find my voice and to know that what I share may not resonate with everyone, but even if there's one person out there that it makes a difference to, that's worth it. It's worth it. So I hope that my story maybe inspires you to take that risk, be a little bit more vulnerable, step into something that you're like, yeah, not on my radar, don't think I want to do that. And then go, well, maybe, and see where it goes. Get the guidance and allow yourself to be curious about it and allow the path to unfold in front of you, instead of, you know, like what I thought that I had this grand plan for my life and am like, that plan has been scrapped and tossed, because there is, again, nothing that I'm doing now that was ever on that plan. And I'm so glad I ditched the plan. My life is far richer than I ever could have created with that very safe, small plan that I had for myself. So listen to your whispers. It's worth it.